Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today guys, I'm going to be showing you why you should oil your balisong. So first of all, you're going to want to oil your balisong because it has either washers or bushings or just washers, all of that. Usually it doesn't come with just bushings. But you're going to want to oil it because all of these parts wear against each other. And the oil actually provides a layer for your parts to not wear on each other as much. So think of it this way. When you have like two pieces of metal and you scrape them together, you're just, this is scraping them, but you don't really hear it. And that's because there's oil in here. So when you're scraping two pieces of metal together, usually you'll hear a scratch, kind of a little, sound. You'll hear a sound. I don't know if you've ever scraped two pieces of metal together, but yeah, you'll hear sounds, obviously, because the metal's scraping against the other metal, and that's just surface contact, and that's the friction of that. So basically, when they keep wearing against each other, eventually the metal kind of it has the wear actually starts to affect how thick the metal is. I feel like that's very brain dead of me to say, but yes, it makes sense because metal, when you wear metal, when you scrape metal against metal, eventually you'll get a little divot or a little, I would say, bump or whatever. It depends on how you're rubbing it, but that sounds so weird. But yeah, it depends on how the metal is wearing. So if it isn't wearing completely straight, it'll actually curve into the metal, say this stuff. If someone actually decided to rub two pieces of metal to create this little divot in here, this would take a while, but it would actually happen. It happens. And that's why tools to actually machine this stuff actually does this, but it does it at a faster speed, and it's designed to actually make these lines, make all these handles and the holes in the handles, and all of that stuff is just the machining of the balisong. And you want to keep your balisong oiled to keep those tolerances nutty. If you can hear this, yeah, it's not super oiled. I have oiled this a couple days ago, or maybe it's been a week, but yeah, I normally oil every single day, but I've just started to notice that it doesn't really make much of a difference. It just gets my hands really, really oily if I oil daily. So yeah. I mean, it also protects the tolerances to the max. So if you're really wanting to protect your tolerances to the max, oil daily. And oil, I would say a drop, an actual drop. If I can show with my fingers, that's a drop in my opinion right there. That's a good drop. And that's across the whole pivot, each single pivot, I would say. Fronts and backs, so that you get them to the same. If you've been oiling, over-oiling like I do, or just oiling in general, and your balisong gets some pivots that have less oil than the other pivots, well, that's just because gravity and flipping, and the pivots, they don't all suck in the same amount of oil at the same time, because these pivots are so close to each other. Some take from each other, they take a little oil from each other. So one pivot will need more oil and the other will need more. And it also sometimes on pinless designs will actually go down here into the grooves, and I kind of hate that. It's kind of annoying. So that's a downside of pinless. But most people don't think of it that way. Most people think, oh, I'll just oil it and it'll be fine. And that's true. But I think of it in the deep aspect. The deep. I want to maintain my balisong to the max, so I'll oil daily. And that's what I usually do. But I've given this one a little bit of time to just not be oiled. And it still sounds great. Just not as good and glassy as if it was completely over-oiled. So there has to be a balance, I would say, of oiling. You want to make sure your balisong is oiled, but not too oily to the point where it messes up your tricks and all of that. I like to flip balisongs, but I don't like to flip balisongs when they're oily. I don't know why people flip balisongs when they're oily. Maybe you freshly oiled it, but wipe your balisong off. It can mess you up. So, yeah, I'm just going to say that's a little rant off to the side. I'll pass that off to the side. Anyone in the comment sections, you can continue that rant. But yeah, no, oil your balisongs to maintain your tolerances. I I hate high quality balisongs that people just don't oil and squeak, bro. Why do you buy a balisong for $1,000 and let it squeak or just beat it? I don't know, bro. Isn't that what a trainer's for? A trainer, bro? Like, I don't know, man. Because, like, this will have great tolerances. This, just being on washers, it's going to have tap. Eventually, it's going to get tapped. And I don't oil this a ton, so the last time I oiled it was, like, a couple weeks ago. Yeah, so this thing holds up fine. It's going to get tapped because it's on washers, and I don't care that much about it because of that. Like, I don't care about how much I oil it because it's on washers. So I'm not, like, super concerned about it. Also, it's, like, cheaper. This is, like, $200 almost, pretty much, now on bushings, newer models. But, yeah, no, it's great. It's a great trainer. It's not that expensive. In my eyes, I would say, like, the $200 range is just not that expensive for this. Like, compared to a $1,000 balisong, okay? Okay, hear me out. Machine-wise has the best budget. Okay, best budget balisongs. Okay, I'm off that rant. Okay, you guys get it. It's a little ramble, but, you know, oil your balisongs if you want to maintain the top-tier tolerances. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. And also, I guess, if you want it to smoothly glide. Because as soon as your balisong is squeaking, that means there is definite wear. There's actually enough wear to make the metal make sounds. Make sounds. Metal makes sounds, guys. Yes. And as soon as that happens, then you know you're really wearing your balisong down. And it's not as much as if you just haven't oiled it for a little bit. It's actually wearing down even faster. Now, I don't agree with Jack Piatti Pyros. Don't oil your balisong only once you assemble it. That's a little insane in my opinion, because it's going to wear down even more at that rate. And that's why he has more play on his balisongs, because this is a washer balisong that I just oiled pretty decently. And look, that's like nothing. And this is washers. And from Squid, which sometimes their QC is meh. We love Squid, but tolerances. Squid, fix your tolerances on some products, man. Like, this you fixed because bushings, but, like, dang. You're Nautilus. Dang. Alright, that's a whole nother rant aside. The Nautilus just taps like no tomorrow. Like, oh my gosh. Let's grab it. Let's just grab it. Oh my gosh. Like, that'll tap for days. And this is a $220 balisong. Brr. That is actually a lot of money to some people, you know? Like, to me, that's still a decent amount of money, bro. That's not, like, 1 hour of work, bro. I'm not rich. I don't, like, make $1,000 an hour, bro. Balisong with bushings has tap. I'm gonna blame Squid for that one and their QC. But yeah, no, Nautilus, they just tap. Most of them just tap. Thank God I have a V1 that doesn't tap. But yeah, that aside, oil your balisongs if you want to keep them pristine. And yeah, I would say you don't have to oil your titanium ones as much as you do your aluminum ones. Even though I don't oil them as much, I just don't care about them as much because they're less expensive. So that's just my take on it. You oil your balisongs as much as you feel you need to, but as soon as there isn't any, like, as soon as it sounds like that, I would oil your balisong. Because, yeah, this I don't have to oil it, but I should. I probably should, because there is no oil in the pivots. So as soon as you notice no oil in the pivots, oil your balisong, okay? But yeah, I feel like I've went over this a little long. So yeah, thank you all for watching till the end if you stayed. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys. See you all next time. Yoink.